The Ford OEM Motorcraft U-joints are in. The snap rings are all 56 thousandths. I measured this before putting it in, and it's the same as the Spicer that was also required 56 thousandths snap rings. The 59, 61s, or 63s that come in the kit would not fit in a million years. The Ford ones come with 63s and 65s. No freaking way. And I know from experience how this is going to go, from what the Spicers were like, to where on both ends, all of the snap rings are at 56 thousandths. So, things are mathematically machined pretty precise, but that's a really thin snap ring, if you ask me. And that could explain why somebody would yank their hair out if you give them a set of 63s and 65s. I thought the Fords would be a much better fit. Well, I'll tell you what, they move a lot better. The Spicers, they went pop, and they were really hard to move. And I could see now what was going on. There's a black residue here where the O-ring was breaking down. It was really, really tight on there. And it didn't get any looser. It was still just way too obnoxiously tight. And I think that is what now is the last piece of the puzzle, because I swapped out the bushing, and that's now nice and tight, and it's much better. But it was getting still a little bit of whoa, and I was like, whenever I would spin the shaft and check the run out, it would lift and then settle, and with each half rotation it would lift, and it was like the stiffness of the U-joints, they were not allowing this relationship here to be easy and smooth. And the shaft has 17 thousandths run out in the back. In the middle and up front, the run out is really low. I had it balanced. The shop said that it was fine. It didn't need any balancing. I got several different slip yokes. This is the stock. This is the new. They have the same amount of free play. And the bushing now is much tighter though, so that it holds it steadier. But I know it was going to get chewed up. I got some score marks now from the test drive, and obviously there's still something that was shaking it, and I think that these were it. And I use my run-of-the-mill caliper. I don't have a Mitutoyo or a Starrett, but I measured them all. I think maybe when you get in the upper echelons and you get over 4 inches, that might be not as precise. But for the sake of making sure that they're all the same, that's and gosh, I got 4.183 on all of them, and this is really accurate. I use this for measuring the snap ring thicknesses, and I compared it with this, and it's spot on. My dial indicator works great. I still just want to shave a little bit off of these snap rings, because when I put my pry bar in here and I lift and I check the axial play, it takes a lot of muscle to get my 2 thousandths. So I get my 2, but it's just a lot of muscle. So you should be able to just kind of lift up a little bit and get the 2. So then I got my V block here, so I could spin it with ease, and then the jack raises it up and down to keep it level. And I always use the level I put the caps going in, because if they get slightly crooked and then you use the press, you're just driving in a crooked cap. the first half of getting them in, I go tap, 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 and I keep checking them with the level and make sure they go in perfectly straight. That's definitely what you want. For somebody to say that that doesn't matter, I think that's crazy. That definitely matters. It's nice and easy to move. And then if I move high speed now, it's not going. I don't feel it on my elbow. My elbow is resting on the shaft. I don't feel a shudder. These instructions are bonkers. Check all 8 proper positioning in the bearing assemblies. It says that that's a bearing assembly. No, that's a snap ring. That's a bearing assembly. Yeah, I mean, you want to make sure that it's all together before you put it together, so it's not jammed up. It says 65, it's 67, that's wrong. They measure 63 on the yellow and 65 on the blue. And, you know, these are the kit that I got. They were new, old stock. Ford recently changed the part number from an A to a B, and I talked to several parts departments from several dealerships, and they assured me it's the same damn part. I told them I'm looking to buy some new old stock off eBay, and surprisingly, they helped me. They're like, yeah, you're fine. And yeah, they give you quite a bit of instructions here. If difficulty is encountered with the yellow snap rings, install the black snap rings supplied in the kit. There ain't no black snap rings in this kit. Jeez. And they show something there. Rotate the slip yoke. Make sure it moves freely. Yeah, makes sense. Check for freedom of movement. If binding has resulted from misalignment, if you got misalignment, you got some serious problems. But they show striking with a hammer on the yokes. I've seen some people do that to loosen them up, to scooch, to exert force on the caps and create axial play. But I use the tool for that, and I don't smack anything. And correct installation provides equal freedom of movement with 0 spider end play. Well, I know 2 is what's necessary.